Tonight is Gatekeeper Gate. To make sure that Kayla and Jeff Lutz have what it takes for the list, they're gonna have to race the fastest gatekeeper in list history, Dominator. And then you got Boosted versus Andrade. After his meltdown the other week,
I didn't call you out. Hey, I'm glad you got It took you months, and how much money? You got it though, buddy.
that race better happen. And then it's a call-out free-for-all. Everyone's here, and they're all itching to race.
Something went terribly wrong during the filming of Street Outlaws, putting Kayla and Jeff Lutz in a tough spot. Tonight was supposed to be their moment to prove they belong among the top racers. Facing Dominator, the fastest gatekeeper in the racing world, made things even harder as the race wasn't just about speed, it tested every bit of their skill and their car's limits. Could this be the race that changes everything? Let's discover the truth about what really happened on that fateful night. The tense showdown on the track. Following that, Boosted is up against Andre, who's still upset from last week's events. Andre is frustrated and insists he didn't challenge Boosted intentionally, but now that the challenge is set, he's determined to see it through. He's invested a lot of time and money into this, so for him it's about proving that it was all worth it. But as the engines roar to life, a shocking twist leaves everyone questioning what really happened last week. Something that could change everything. What could this unexpected revelation mean for the future of these racers? The atmosphere at the track is electric. Every racer has shown up and they're all eager to compete. It feels like a free-for-all tonight, with everyone wanting a chance to race and move up the ranks. The tension is high, and it's clear that these races are about more than just fun. They're about pride and proving oneself on the track. One racer in particular makes it clear he's looking to challenge someone for their spot. He's focused on racing well and safely, reminding others to keep it clean and fair. It's a competitive but also a tense moment as he expresses his readiness to compete, highlighting the intense rivalry and the personal stakes involved in these races. In the middle of this high-stakes environment, Youngblood becomes protective when he hears rumors that Monza has been talking about Kayla. Defending his family's honor is crucial, and when Kayla confronts Monza about it, things escalate quickly. Youngblood is right there to back her up, ready to confront anyone who disrespects his family. The situation becomes a mix of personal and professional conflict, reflecting the deep connections and rifts within the racing community. As the races kick off, the competition is fierce. Dominator makes an impressive start, and it's clear why he's the gatekeeper. Kayla struggles with her car. It's not performing well, sputtering and failing to keep up. Despite her best efforts in the team's preparation, mechanical problems plague her run. Dominator, on the other hand, showcases his skill and speed, taking a decisive win. This moment is a tough one for Kayla as it highlights the often unpredictable nature of racing. Sometimes, no matter how well you prepare, things don't go as planned. After the race, there's a mix of emotions. Kayla is disappointed, but there's no time to dwell on what went wrong. The focus shifts to the next big race, Jeff Lutz versus Dominator. This is anticipated to be one of the night's highlights. Both racers are determined, each wanting to claim the best lane and get any advantage they can. The choice of lanes becomes a tactical decision, with each racer trying to psyche out the other and gain a psychological edge. Jeff Lutz is well known, respected, and regarded as one of the best. As he prepares to race, there's a sense of expectation in the air. People are watching closely, knowing this race could be one for the books. Lutz is focused, ready to prove that he's not just a big name, but still a major contender on the track. When the night winds down, the racers reflect on their performances. Wins and losses are part of the game, but each race teaches something new. For Kayla and Lutz, it's about looking at what went wrong and planning for the next race. For others like Boosted and Andre, it's about proving themselves and settling scores. Tonight is crucial for the racers, especially Jeff Lutz, who is clinging to the 10th spot on the elite racing list. If he loses tonight, climbing back up the ranks could become a daunting challenge. The race tonight isn't just about speed, it's about proving he belongs higher up on that list. As Jeff gears up, he faces Dominator, known for his incredible speed and aggressive racing style. These two powerhouses line up at the start, their cars revved and ready, packed with monstrous horsepower that promises an electrifying race. Jeff, driving his '57 Chevy known for its 4,000 horsepower, is a spectacle on the streets of Oklahoma. Although he doesn't clinch the win tonight, his performance is commendable and it solidifies his resolve to not stay at the bottom of the list for long. His hope doesn't waver as he believes in his car and his ability, aiming for another shot to prove his mettle. As the night's races heat up, new problems make the racers adjust their plans, leading to an even tougher fight for the top spots. A critical night at the track. Meanwhile, other racers at the track face their own sets of challenges. One racer struggles with starting his car, a situation that puts him at a significant disadvantage. Mechanical issues are often the silent foes in racing, unseen yet potent enough to derail even the most prepared racer. This leads to a decision to hold another race night later in the week, doubling the pressure but also doubling the opportunities for redemption. The spotlight then shifts to an exciting matchup between Chuck and Varley, two veterans who find themselves off the list but are determined to claw their way back. With Dominator vacating the gatekeeper position following an unexpected turn of events, the number 10 spot is now up for grabs. This race isn't just another contest, it's a fierce battle for a coveted position, with both racers hungry to reclaim their glory. As the races unfold, another story develops with Boosted, whose El Camino is notably absent. This creates a ripple of speculation and challenge among the racers. Boosted is known for his strategic maneuvers on the list, but tonight his absence fuels rumors and frustrations, particularly from Chuck, who is visibly agitated and eager to make his way back onto the list. The track is buzzing with more than just the sound of engines. It's filled with talks of past races, mechanical breakdowns, and personal rivalries. Each racer has a tale, intertwined with challenges both on and off the asphalt. The discussions often circle around who deserves to rise, who has been unfortunate with car troubles, and who might just be the underdog waiting to surprise everyone. Chuck's demeanor is particularly notable. He's aggressive and unyielding, much like a territorial dog, always ready to defend his spot and challenge anyone who might threaten his position on the list. He's not just racing against his opponents, he's battling against perceptions and the harsh realities of the racing world. Every interaction with him is intense, reflecting his passion and determination to stay relevant in the ever-competitive racing scene. As the night progresses, the missing El Camino becomes a central topic. Boosted, although not present to defend his spot, becomes the subject of a heated debate. His strategic absence is viewed by some as a smart move, keeping his opponents guessing and his position secure for the time being. Yet this also puts him in a precarious position, as every race he misses could mean slipping further away from the top. This evening isn't just another race night, it's a pivotal moment for every racer involved. It's about more than just quick cars and fast races, it's about strategy, endurance, and sometimes sheer luck. Each race has the potential to drastically alter the standings on the list, making every moment on the track critically important. As the community of racers navigates through these challenges, the essence of street racing comes to life. It combines the thrill of speed with the depth of personal stories and the complexities of mechanical prowess. Every racer has something to prove, every car has a limit to push, and every race is a story unfolding at breakneck speed. Tonight, as the engines roar and racers push their limits, the list awaits new names and the street bears witness to tales of ambition, struggle, and triumph, each as captivating as the last. Chuck really wanted his name to stay on the competitive list. He explained that he had no intention of asking anyone to drop out. Instead, he hoped that moving up the list would give him a fresh start and build some positive momentum. Chuck felt genuinely sorry if there had been any confusion about his intentions. He made it clear that he was all about competing fairly and moving up as fast as possible with his current setup. He mentioned how important this strategy was for him, especially since he planned to switch to bigger tires soon. Chuck referenced a famous quote by Butch Davis to underline his approach. The game is all about distinguishing the serious competitors from the less committed ones. Just when it seemed the night couldn't get any more intense, something unexpected sets the stage for a key showdown. A crash changes the race for the list. Then, Andre's unexpected crash turned things around by forcing him to withdraw his car from the list. This incident opened a door for Chuck and Varley, two experienced racers who were now up against each other for the coveted 10th spot. Chuck expressed how exhausting it was to compete with smaller tire cars and the personal difficulties of being away from the list for too long. Determined to reclaim his position, he was focused on making a comeback that very night, feeling confident about his chances against Varley due to their previous races and his successful track record. When the race started, the stakes were high. Varley's gold car, under intense pressure, swerved dangerously, almost hitting Chuck. Despite a strong start, Varley's car, powered by Nitrous, couldn't match the speed of Chuck's turbocharged vehicle. Varley was visibly frustrated after losing to Chuck again, especially because of ongoing mechanical problems with his car. He wondered if the issue might be related to the alignment of the rear end, which seemed to be causing the car to drift to the left. The constant problems were wearing him down and draining his team's energy and resources. Now, not only did Varley face another defeat, but he also had to pay Chuck $500 and still didn't make it back on the list. The evening ended with plans for something completely different, a demolition derby. Excited by the prospect, Chuck couldn't resist the opportunity to participate. The search for a tough, durable car led them to an '88 Mercury Grand Marquis, which seemed like it could handle the rough nature of a demolition derby. They decided to test drive the car to see if it could really hold up under the extreme conditions they anticipated. The test drive was both exciting and a bit nerve-wracking as they assessed the car's capabilities.
During the test drive, they joked about how the car's condition made it look like it had been through a lot, comparing it to the aftermath of a toddler's mess. Nevertheless, they were hopeful about its potential in the derby. The idea of the demolition derby brought a lighter, more playful atmosphere to the group, contrasting with the intense competitiveness of the races. It was a chance for them to enjoy some camaraderie and fun amidst the usual tensions of racing. In the midst of preparing for the derby, they also had to deal with the practicalities of setting up their cars for the event. They talked about knocking out the windows of Varley's car and preparing Chuck's vehicle to withstand the bumps and crashes that were sure to come. The anticipation of the derby added a new layer of excitement to their activities as they looked forward to a different kind of challenge. As they worked on their cars, they discussed the various modifications they might need to make sure the vehicles would survive the derby. They contemplated different strategies for winning, from the best ways to avoid hits to how to deal effectively with other cars in the arena. This preparation also involved a lot of laughter and teasing among the team, making the build-up to the derby a time of bonding and lighthearted competition. The prospect of the demolition derby, with all its chaos and unpredictability, was a refreshing break from the more structured races they were used to. It was an opportunity to let loose, use their driving skills in new ways, and have some fun without the pressure of the list rankings. They were all looking forward to seeing how their cars would perform and who would come out on top in this wild, no-holds-barred event. The unexpected turn of events from Andre's crash to the demolition derby plans brought a mix of challenges and new opportunities. For Chuck and his team, it was a reminder of the unpredictability of racing and the need to stay flexible and ready for anything. Whether racing for a spot on the list or crashing cars for fun, they were all in it for the thrill and camaraderie that came with the sport. The first ever crash-up derby kicked off with a car already sidelined. The action began with cleaning the derby car, a necessity for the upcoming paint job. What better way to get rid of the broken glass and bits of debris than by driving the vehicle through a car wash? This task proved to be both practical and unexpectedly refreshing, as they ended up enjoying a free shower in the process. As the night goes on, the racers switch from intense racing to a wild new challenge that pushes their skills in a whole new way. A wild day of demolition and racing. This demolition derby was not for those with weak hearts. With no safety features like roll cages or harnesses, it was purely about the thrill and the challenge. The event took place on a vast piece of land owned by Chuck's friend, setting the stage for a day of pure destruction and excitement. The scene was quite the spectacle, with participants showing up in various outfits, some stylish, others plain, but all brought their vehicles, ready for the showdown. The entry cost was $100, with the last vehicle still running, set to claim the entire pot. The simple rule of the derby was that there were no rules, adding an extra layer of excitement to the event.
As the engines roared to life, the anticipation was palpable. This wasn't just about staying operational, it was about outlasting every other competitor on the field. Chuck decided to mix things up a bit by bringing a paintball gun to the Derby, escalating the intensity of the competition. Hits were traded freely, with paint marking the vehicles and adding color to the chaotic dance of metal. Dominator, a notable participant, arrived with a black Camaro, and his friend showcased some flair with a golden paint maneuver. As the Derby progressed, the competitive spirit intensified, leading to cars being knocked out one after another. Doc, Dave H., and even Dominator, who had become too conspicuous with his paintball antics, found themselves quickly targeted and taken out of the competition. The Derby transformed into a strategic battlefield. Chuck's strategy involved disrupting and annoying opponents with his paintballs, while Dominator preferred to avoid confrontations. However, chaos ensued, leading to Chuck's car being trapped and immobilized, a situation humorously referred to as a Chuck sandwich. His vehicle was squeezed from all sides, ultimately leaving it without a working drivetrain. As the Derby continued, collisions became more intense and strategic. Derek made a bold move that knocked Ron's car out of the competition, which unfortunately caught fire soon after. With only 3 cars left, Andre, C, and Varley, the tension peaked. In a dramatic turn, Varley took a massive hit that seemed to knock him out cold. While the Derby was known for its rough nature, the sight of an injured participant brought a sudden seriousness to the event. Concern for Varley's well-being quickly overshadowed the competitive spirit, reminding everyone of the real risks involved in such a reckless game. Fortunately, it appeared that Varley would recover, easing the worries of the spectators and fellow racers. The excitement of the Derby carried over into another high-stakes event later that evening. It was race night, and some other racers from the 405 had thrown down the gauntlet, claiming they were the fastest, not the current top racers. The challenge was straightforward but daunting. Only 4 racers from the top 10 list were allowed to compete that night: Sean, Dave, Chuck, and myself. Facing 5 eager challengers meant that some of us would race more than once, increasing the chances to prove ourselves and potentially win more money. This challenge was unusual because instead of competing for a specific spot on the list, these racers were challenging the legitimacy of the list itself. The solution was clear: a series of grudge races with no positions at stake, just cash and pride. The discussions about lane choices quickly heated up, reflecting the intense rivalry and the high stakes of the night. As the races began, each racer's strategy and preparation were put to the test under the bright lights of the track. Everyone had brought their best setups, ready to show off their speed and claim the title of the fastest in the 405. The night was not only about winning races, but also about proving the worth and accuracy of our rankings against bold claims from our own peers. Is the intense rivalry in Street Outlaws just for show, or is there a deeper, more dangerous truth behind these high-stakes races? Could there be something the cameras aren't showing us? Tell us what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.